How's it going, people? A little bit late tonight. That's no problem. But just have a hopefully quick conversation this evening, and then we'll go on our way. But it's always good to have you. We'll see who shows up tonight. If this is your first time on the live stream, we normally do this every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Just talk about some issue in Kittanning normally. Sometimes we just have a conversation between ourselves, and that's cool too. But it's always a good time. And so if you're here or watching this after the fact, just know I totally appreciate you being here and connecting. Leave your comments down below, and we will. I always make sure to try to check those and respond to them. However, I'm like 3 weeks behind on comments, and so if you ever get a response like a month later, just know that that's just where I'm at right now. But I'm catching up on a lot of things in life, so it's been really, really great. So hopefully you are having a good weekend. If you're here, let me know that you're here, that you can hear me, and then we'll go ahead and start our conversation. I'm watching football while I do this. Got a new hat today, so what you think of it? Maranatha. Saw a fantastic movie from one of our missionary friends, Chuck King, called Sheep Among Wolves, and it's just a really, really great movie. And the organization that made the movie were selling these hats, and so I bought one just to kind of support them. I should shape it though. I'm not used to like having a flat build hat. I gotta like shape it a little bit. But anyway, Swan's in the house. Good to have you, Swan. I don't see anyone else here though. What's everybody doing tonight? Watching the Cowboy game here as well. A little better. But yeah. Anyways, Minnesota won today. That was cool. I know I haven't been posting many videos lately, but I'm going to gonna have a lot more videos this week. I've kind of been on this break, trying to catch up on everything else at work, and then there's been just so many different things happening, and so just been very difficult for me to find the time to edit. So, but yeah, I have one video already ready for tomorrow, and another video that will go up on Tuesday, and I'm filming a video tomorrow that will go up on Wednesday. So should be lots of content. I may even go back to doing daily for a little bit, just because I want to get back in the groove. I've had a good solid break of not editing a lot, and I'm actually I've done my personal schedule to a point where I think I should have some more time to do that again. I've been doing these like Bible studies in the mornings, and that was a big transition for me to get up at 6:15 every day. So, but it's been a good thing. I've been wanting to be a morning person for a long time, and I'm starting to make that shift. But I've been pretty consistent with those Bible studies, even though sometimes I'm late. Some of you could attest to that. But yeah. Anyways. Let's see. Comments. Meatloaf says, "Looking good. That's a SpongeBob quote. You don't have the honor." I don't know what that means. Swan says, "I can't be first. This is a first." Absolutely. Yeah, you were first in the house tonight. Although there's only a few of you here tonight. I don't know where everybody's at, but that's okay. A few of us will have a good conversation. Gene says, "Hello, Pastor Andrew. Good service today." It was a fun service today. We had I've been kind of going through this sermon series on addiction, but it's also been very personal for everybody. I've been felt like led to go in a lot of different directions than what I originally anticipated, but that's okay. I think it's turned out really good. I don't have the sermon's not up, so I think we forgot to do that today, but hopefully it'll be up in the near future. But if you want to check it out, I really enjoyed today's service personally. So Swan says, "Saw a really excellent movie myself today. Was highly recommended. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I've never even heard of it. What's it about? I've never. I guess I could tell you the movie that I watched. It's called Sheep Among Wolves, Volume 2. And so if you look that up on YouTube, it's free to watch. We're just really, really great movie. It's about Iran, missionaries, or not missionaries in Iran, but just church planting in Iran. And you wouldn't think that there would be a lot of success there, but they're claiming that it's the fastest growing church in the world in Iran right now. Pretty wild. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Sorry, I'm looking it up here. 2013. Sorry, I'm just reading about it. Very cool. Might have to check it out. Is it on Netflix or something? Like, can I watch this without actually having to purchase something? Let's see. Meatloaf says, again, sorry for being so loud today. You weren't loud. I mean, you had a kid with you. What do you expect? Kids in church are always going to be a little bit loud, but that's to be expected. And honestly, you had probably the quietest kid that I've ever had in church. You were not loud at all, so no need to apologize. It was great to have you, and we've had a lot of kids at church lately. Although today was a little bit lighter, but that happens every now and again. But next week we should have a packed house again. The next 2 weeks. If you're in the Kittanning area and you want to come check out Living Water Church, the next 2 weeks would be a great time to do it. We have baptisms coming up next week, and then on the following Sunday we have our anniversary celebration, which is always a crazy time. So anyway, the what I wanted to talk about tonight was the video that I put up this week. It took me a long time to edit because it's almost 2 hours long. But I did a debate with the commissioners, or a roundtable discussion is what I had to call it for Facebook to not like flag it. But we sat around a table on the upstairs of my office, and had all 4 commissioner candidates there with me, and we were able to do just basically a simple debate format, and it was, I don't know, I thought it turned out really, I was really happy with how the production actually turned out. As far as the candidates, I'm pretty happy with the slate of candidates that we have to choose from. There aren't really any that stick out to me in a big way, but I was curious, if you're in the Kittanning area, have you watched it, and who are you leaning towards? We have the 2 incumbents, Pat Fabian and Jason Renshaw, and then we have the 2, one on the Republican side, one on the Democratic side of the, kind of challengers or first time runners. Anthony Shea ran last time, but he didn't make it into the final round. This time he's in the final round. So you have Democrat Anthony Shea and Republican Don Myers, and they are both, both seem to be good-hearted people, which is my biggest concern. I do think that job is so huge that I'm not sure that you would be able to. I think the last round of commissioners had a definite learning curve because they were all brand new. None of the previous commissioners actually made it through to make another term, and so I think it took a while for our current set of commissioners to really catch up and get to a point where they were comfortable. But now they both seem to know how everything works fairly well, and I think that's a huge asset that we're going to have one of those 2 guys in there again. At least we might have both of them again with one new person. But like I said, I was just curious if any of you guys had a feel for how you're going to vote when the time comes, and if you watched it, if the debate format was something that was helpful to you in making a decision. I think that's a very important aspect of what I'm trying to do, is I want to make sure that everything I do is valuable to you guys. And so if you're an Armstrong County voter, I'd be just very interested to know if it was something that was valuable for you. But anyways, let me go back to the comments here. Secret Life of Walter Mitty, feel-good movie, so good. Okay. I'm not sure where it's available. I don't know if it's girlfriend or good friend, recommended it to me and gave it to me on a thumb drive. So they like stole it from somewhere. Gene says, "Can't wait to get baptized. I need more of Jesus." Yeah, man, it's gonna be a great week next week. That's gonna be a fun day. I think we have. Let me count in my head. One, two, three, four, five, six. I think we have 6 people getting baptized next week, which is pretty great. And I'm excited about it too. It's the first time we'll be filling the baptismal since we got a new hot water tank. So I'm curious to see how that process is going to go. Not that, I mean, none of you care about that, but it's a pretty big process because it's like this, I don't know, it might be 8 feet in circumference or in diameter, this pool that we have. And so um, it takes a lot of water to fill it up. And we had a 40-gallon hot water tank. And so you'd have to basically drain the hot water tank and then leave, come back, drain it again, leave, come back and drain it again. And so it was like a team effort to fill up the tank most of the time. Although Jim at our church took on the major brunt of that work. But now this time we'll be able to fill it all in one go, because we got a tankless hot water heater. So we just fill it up as fast as the water will go. Meatloaf says he said bye and for real tried to walk away during the service. I want to know when my little angel turned into a demon. How old is Javen now? I'm not even sure. I guess I didn't even realize that he was running or walking at this point. But yeah, that's definitely part of the process. He'll get much faster over the coming months. And it'd be much more difficult to control him. But yeah, we don't have any children that you can hold for an entire service anymore. Those days are over. But that's when you can send them upstairs too, and then you can have some time to yourself there. Tim says, "Can I mail in my vote? Since you were at the table, I vote for Andrew." I've often thought about that since I started doing all of these interviews. I've thought like, I don't know, maybe I could run for this at some point, but I know that they, as far as running for commissioner, that I don't think State Farm would like that at all. So I'd have to be probably ready to quit my job if I was going to do that. And I don't think I'm quite there yet. I got some retirement money still to bank up, and I need probably need at least another 8 years, but maybe 2028 or 2032, maybe I'll make my run. And by then I'll maybe have some wisdom behind me as well, because well, maybe then they won't even need me at that point, because we'll already have the greatest city in the world documented on a national standard. So definitely, I won't need to be a commissioner at that point. So I'll just move on to something else. I'll try to be like U.S. Senator. I'll go for U.S. Senator. How about that? Kevin says, "Sorry, I am late. Kevin, we will excuse your tardiness just this once. Never again, though." Brian says, "Good day, buddy." Good day, Brian. It's been awesome seeing you every Saturday at soccer. I'm a little sad that it's over. I won't get to see you now unless we get you to the church, but hopefully that'll happen, or I'll get to see you around. But I was just watching some of the Summer Serve videos, and just so happy that Summer Serve turned out so well. I'm hoping now this week everything kind of frees up a little bit more, that I'll be able to go out and do the survey of the town, especially if Kevin is available. Kevin, you can let me know if you're available for a day this week. I think we could do the whole town in maybe 4 hours or so, since we already have all of the documentation from last time. So if you have an afternoon, we can go out and I'll buy you some lunch for helping me out. Meatloaf says, "See, I would put him upstairs, except I just don't want to. He's still 1, which seems to be the most annoying age ever." It does, yeah, that age of like 18 months to about, I don't know, somewhere in the 2s. They're like completely uncontrollable. They're mobile, but they're not they don't know enough of what you're saying to listen to you, and so very frustrating age. Totally agree with you, but it's super fun as well. Just not fun to be in like a church service or somewhere that you want to be quiet. Tim says, I think you did a great service for the community. I don't think there were any other organized efforts for those running for office to express their views. Well, there's a couple debates coming up as well. So if you guys want to connect with something, Tuesday night, the 22nd, this Tuesday is coming up. There's at Lenape Tech, there will be a debate with questions from the community. So if you go there, you can ask your question on the spot, and we'll screen your questions and get you guys get your question hopefully answered by the commissioners. But that's coming up Tuesday, and then Halloween on the 31st. There will be another debate as well. So you could check out either one of those, and yeah. But there wasn't, I know there's a lot of people that work during the week or that are out of town a lot or whatever. I just thought it would be great to have one that was recorded that we could then, put on social media, and it would live there for the duration. So you could just check it out whenever you wanted to. And then I did advertise it on Facebook as well. So I tried to get it out to thousands of people. I guess I could check. I'll tell you guys exactly how many people now know about the candidates or the debate. But I know each one got several hundred views too during the primaries, so a lot of people kind of already learned about these candidates at that point, and maybe it's just more of a check-in to see, what you got as far as if people have changed their views or if people have come up with more succinct plans for how they want to accomplish things. Let's see. Sorry, trying to pull up my Facebook, but it's being really slow. When I do live stream and I watch TV at the same time and I try to pull something up, it just doesn't work. So I guess it's only reached 1,456 people, which is pretty low, to be honest with you. It's asking me if I want to boost it again, but it's already boosted. Yeah. So it's getting shared around. It's getting there. But anyway, I don't know. That's not counting YouTube either. It's up. It has a few hundred views on YouTube as well. So it's getting out there. So now that a couple people from Kittanning have joined in, we got Brian and we got Kevin. Do you guys have any inclination of who you would be voting for in the commissioner election? I'm curious if you've watched the debates or if you've gotten to see anything from the candidates, and what has helped you to make your decision on who you're voting for. Kevin says the terrible twos end around age 34. I'm 33, so I'm almost there, but I'm so close. Swan says, so soon. Meatloaf says, all you gotta do is put him down and walk away, then my lord, the world ends. Yep, absolutely. Sounds like a baby. Oh, hit the like button. There's only one like so far. Well, mine says 3 likes, though. Is there really only one? Maybe I need to update here. It says 5 now. Oh, you did a good job, Swan. Thank you. Let's see here. Kevin says, I have not watched the debates, though my gut tells me to stick Republican. It's interesting because in the debates that I did, I purposely did not mention their party affiliations at all because I don't think that it really matters from a local, like on a city level and a county level. I don't think your political party matters at all. It's just really, for me, it's who's the best manager, who's the best operator. Because the county, you're not voting for necessarily a representative, you're voting for an executive. You want someone that's going to be able to kind of man the ship. And so that's one thing. Now, from the city level, you are voting for more of a representative for your ward that's just going to have a vote at the table. But I think the county is distinctly different in that respect. That I think we need to take a look at take a look at policies. Take a look at who you think has the best ability to do the job. So I would suggest watching the debate, Kevin, or attending one of the debates. But yeah. Let's see. Tim says my kids are 40 and 41, still debatable whether they or still questionable whether they grew up. Let's see. Brian says not really sure yet. Would love to see another debate. And by the way, I think you did a great job. Very informative. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. There are two more debates, Brian. Just so you know, Lenape Tech on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday, and at West Shamokin on Halloween, the 31st. So you can check out either of those if you want to. I believe the West Shamokin one. I think the kids and the government teacher there. I think Randy Cloak does it actually. I think he helps the kids come up with the questions. I'm not 100% sure on that. They might just run the debate. And then at Lenape Tech, it's actually like a public. The public asks the questions, and then we screen the questions and pick which ones go through to get in for the actual debate portion. But both I think will be very informative, and would highly suggest people get as much information as possible. Josiah Thompson says, would you vote for Trump again? How do you know I voted for him in the first place? But with the Democrat candidates on a national level, it would be extraordinarily difficult for me to vote for one of them. I can't think of a single one that I could actually cast a ballot for. Biden's out for me. Warren and Bernie are both out for me. They've gone so far left. It would be extraordinarily difficult. Beto could never vote for. Gabbard I couldn't vote for. I think I pretty much eliminate all of them. I've been watching their debates and that kind of stuff, but it just seems crazier every single time I watch it. I just can't even imagine. That being said, I'm not opposed to a third-party candidate. If there was a third-party libertarian that I thought had a shot, I would probably pull the trigger for them. But Trump's more of a hold my nose and do it kind of a vote. But if I can say I don't like his demeanor, but if I just look purely at record and accomplishments, I don't think that he's done that bad of a job. I just don't. I think there's a lot more good than bad. I don't like his methods, but the results are there. For me, at least. The tax thing alone is a winner for me. Tim says, I usually vote for whomever I think will do the best job. Me too, Tim. I'm not affiliated with any party. I mean, I guess I am registered Republican, just because I felt like I should register as something, because I'd rather have influence on the Republican primary than anything else. But other than that, I don't have any allegiances. That's for sure. What about Pocahontas? Yep, could not vote for her. I just couldn't. She's probably the most palatable of all of them. But Kevin says, I see politicians as nothing more than stand-ins. They think they have power and they think they can affect our lives for better or worse, but they have nothing if you have God. That's kind of my standpoint too, Kevin. Honestly, I don't really get into politics extraordinarily deeply, although I do stay well informed. But I'm not super passionate about it. Brian says Trump. All right. We are definitely in Trump country. There's no doubt about that. Trump is king says, who am I voting for? Look at my name. Did you make your profile just for this live stream? Dustin says, Trump 2020 all the way. He's the man. Also got to say, how about them Cowboys? I see another ring this year. Haven't the Cowboys lost 3 in a row? I'm just saying, you haven't showed up to my office in 3 weeks either. I wonder why. The Cowboys are like this secret terrible team. Although they're winning tonight again. But the Vikings crushed the Eagles last week as well, so I wouldn't get too excited. about it. Kevin is registered as independent. That does make it so you don't have to vote in some of the primaries, so that's makes it a little easier. Tim says, it wasn't really that I supported Trump. It was more that I didn't want the other party in there. That was where I was at too. I didn't even really like the Libertarian candidate, to be honest with you. Not a huge fan. And yeah, I really, really didn't want the other party in there. So that's where I was at. Kevin says, I do use politics to filter out my son's girlfriends. And that's the way it should be, Kevin. That's how politics should be used. Swan says, I've always been independent too. One party has been such a mind-blowing turnoff, however. No ability to reason, no respect, no nothing. Yeah, it's been an interesting turn as far as politics have gone. It seems like ever since the kind of Bush-Gore election in 2000, man, it really just went off the rails. It's been just every man for himself, or every party for themselves kind of politics. There's not a lot of compromise. There's not a lot of talking across the aisle. It seems like the left just keeps going further and further left. I really don't feel like the Republicans have moved all that much, but it's just been an interesting time to be alive. The Bears are so garbage. My goodness, that pathetic quarterback is disgrace. I didn't see the Bears score. What happened? Let me look it up. The Bears beat the Vikings though. That was a sad game. Oh, they lost to the Saints though. The Saints are really good. You can't really. That's not a bad loss. Where did they play? They play in Chicago. If it was in Chicago, it's a little bit worse of a loss. Yeah, it was in Chicago. Yeah, that's not great, I guess. But New Orleans still not a bad team. They're 6-1. So you can't blame them on that one. Let's see what else we got. Let's go Vikings. That's right. Vikings are 5-2 now. They're looking good after that loss to the Bears. Their whole team looked like they were ready to implode, but they've come back and just dominated 3 weeks in a row. So they're killing it right now. I don't think anyone's going to want to play the Vikings the way that they're playing right now. Don't spray Febreze in people's eyes. Man, who did you do that to? That's terrible. Kevin says, Hillary's evil smile when she was being questioned is what got me. Oh, boy. Josiah Thompson says, I don't understand football. I don't know how to help you, Josiah. I don't know how to help you. Steelers, Monday night game a week from now. Were the Steelers off this week, or did they play? I haven't been paying close attention at all this week. Colts won. I always look at the Colts for Luke. Oh, wow. Baltimore beat Seattle. Wow. That's a good win. I don't see the Steelers on here. Must be their bye week. Unless I just missed it. I'm guessing they're off. But anyway. Let's see here. Kevin says, football is just men in tights groping each other over uncooked pork rinds. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Swan says, next week, giving the Dolphins a face football lesson. Okay, yeah. Oh, they play the Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins are horrible. They're the worst. All right, so I guess one other thing to ask you before I sign off here. Well, I'll kind of reiterate because there's a lot of you that weren't here at the beginning. So, um, the debate, the commissioners' debate for Armstrong County. Uh, who are you guys voting for, or who are you leaning towards? And then maybe the better question is, what is like your number one issue? Like, what are you actually, um, what do you vote based on? Is it like purely a tax thing? Is it about like cleaning up blight? Is it about jobs and bringing in commercial business, or is it something else that I'm missing in one way or another? Yeah, let me know who you voting for and how are you making that decision, or what what topic are you most interested in? Let's see. Tim says, big storm coming in tomorrow. We had 50 to 60-mile-an-hour winds all day. At least it blew a lot of the leaves into the next door neighbor's yard. There you go. That's good. And we had 2 beautiful days in a row. It was sunny and 70 degrees here. And Tim, I am planning on taking out the drone tomorrow, as long as I have decent enough weather. The leaves are finally starting to turn in Kittanning. They've turned basically outside of Kittanning, but along the river, for some reason, there's been a real delay. So, but I did see today they've started to make a more significant turn. So I'm gonna try to get at least one batch of drone shots tomorrow, and maybe some more if I have some more beautiful days in the coming weeks. Josiah says, "How are the homeschool people doing?" We're doing real good. Homeschool has been great for our family, and then the co-op in Kittanning is just awesome. So if you're a homeschool person, make sure to plug into that in Kittanning. Swan's main issue is making Kittanning the greatest city in the world. I mean, we already got that taken care of. So now we could definitely use some help, and the county. I do think the county has potential to be a big driver of those kinds of things when it comes to large projects and grant money. You need good grant writers, and the county does have a few of them that are fantastic at it. So that is a legitimate county issue. Kevin says, "I want someone who is honest. Someone will stand there and say, I want to change a lot and do good for everyone, but I probably won't be able to." I do think there's a little bit of realism that does need to come into play. You got to have a big vision, and you also have to have realistic goals. And so I can respect that. That was one thing that I was pretty impressed about the candidates. I don't think anyone is like shooting for the moon, going way, way above and beyond, what's actually possible. I think they are all pretty pragmatic about their approach. Maybe. Well, I won't even get into names. Let's see here. Swan says getting clipper stops. Is that I don't know what that means. Are you talking about like the gateway clipper? I'm not sure what else that could possibly mean. Tim says, part of the tax question, what all services do you get for your tax dollars? How much just goes into the general fund? A lot of it goes to fund the jail. A lot of it goes to fund, the county, different offices there. The county taxes are actually, way smaller. The biggest piece of the pie is by far the school tax. Out of your property tax is probably almost 70%, I would guess, goes to the school. So lowering the tax the school is the major barrier to that. The county, I believe, is around 20%, and your local municipality or your borough gets the remaining 10%. So your services really are not all that extensive unless you have children. Then you get schooling. Josiah says, "Tell me a fun fact about the town you live in." Where are you from, Josiah? Let me know where you're from, and then I'll tell you a fun fact. Brian says, "Economic development, North Point would like to see stuff like that utilized more." Yeah, from what they were saying, Brian, I don't know if you've heard about SIWA. It's like the some workforce academy down there, but they're going to be doing utility worker training for basically anyone. So if you're going to be a linesman or someone working for a gas company, water companies, all those kinds of things, they're going to basically have like a sim city down there where you can have do the classroom training and then actually go out and work in the field, and it'll be a pipeline, no pun intended, for our local energy companies. And so that's actually a huge deal. They're saying something like, I mean, it was in the tens of thousands of students that will go through there every single year, and hopefully that will draw more energy businesses to maybe put headquarters. I think there's potential for that now, uh, for people to put a headquarters or a branch, satellite office for some of these major utility companies. I could see that happening in the near future. But they're telling me that with that SIWA, with that Workforce Academy going in there, it they're like maxed out on North Point, and they're going to begin looking at for another to build another industrial park, and hopefully it'll be maybe down in that same area, and they can just expand and try to create a whole business ecosystem there. But it seems like there's a lot of movement in the right direction. Now I don't know. There's not many of those that are just actual businesses in there. They brought in that what was it? It was like a database company, and so they're there. That was a win on the commercial side. Didn't provide all that many jobs though, but it will provide much needed tax revenue. And then you have other things in there like IUP and the county built a building there that with they have their co-working space and that kind of stuff there. So it's not like there's not a lot of commercial stuff there. There's a lot of state funded and county funded things there, but it's different. I'd love to see a lot more businesses actually come in, and so if they have built another park, hopefully it becomes more of that kind of stuff. But anyways, Josiah says the same town. Well, you already know then. But Kittanning is, we call it the greatest city in the world. That's I just believe that Kittanning has this incredible potential for the future. We have incredible infrastructure. We have very low housing costs. We have relatively low crime rates compared to a lot of places in Pittsburgh. And we're on a major upswing. You look at what's going to happen when the Pittsburgh to Erie Trail finishes. I believe you're going to see Kittanning make this rapid turnaround that's going to be absolutely incredible. So I'm looking forward to a very bright future for Kittanning. Carter says, "Who do you work for?" I am self-employed, State Farm agent, and then I also pastor Living Water Church. Although I don't get paid for that, but it's kind of like a full-time job. And YouTuber is the most important thing that I do. So. Tim says we have 14,000 feet. We have a 14,000 foot mountain in our town, along with the Air Force Academy, and we fly most of the satellites from here, and almost 800 churches in town. Dang, that's amazing. Very cool. Carter says, I do YouTube. I am bad, though. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, Carter. If I can ever help you in any way, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. I'm going to look up your channel right now. Oh, we haven't even done anything yet, Carter. Oh, you did make a vlog. Let's look at it. Why do you think you're bad? Yeah. I don't think you're bad at it. You're just young. You got to just practice more. Don't even judge any of your videos until you made about 100 of them. So just keep going. Make one, at least one every week, and then just you'll get better and better as you go. Trust me, my first videos were not very good either. I do feel like my videos have really improved over time, but I've made like over 300 of them, and so there's a big difference. You get a lot of practice, you get more editing, all that kind of stuff. So don't give up. Keep going. Document your life. I wish I had started documenting my life when I was very, very young, because at least when I moved to Pittsburgh or something, I wish I would have documented all that stuff, because my story would be a lot cooler, and I would have like 3,000 videos to go back and reference and steal footage from and all that kind of stuff. So keep going. It's definitely worth the time and energy. Tim says, train your kids to take over your State Farm business, then you can run for office. See, I could totally do that, but like I said, I need another 12 years. My daughter Abigail will be an operator though. She's a driving personality, to say the least. All right, guys, I'm jumping off of here. We've been 40 minutes already, longer than I intended to go tonight, but it's been fun. Hopefully, we'll be on to a new topic next week because the election will be coming to a close here in the next couple weeks. I have a lot of big plans coming. We're going to get back into the conversations about opioid addiction and how to solve that, and can't wait to do it. Look forward to a lot more content this week. Like I said, it's been a struggle for me to find the time to edit, but things are catching up. I'm catching up on a lot of the stuff that was left over from Summer Serve, and the schedule is clearing slowly but surely. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a great night. See you in the next one.